Welcome to another virtual adult improv show with the LA Connection players. Today it's the 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Sunday team. So if you want to follow this team, you go to our YouTube channel, LAC Comedy on YouTube. Click on the playlist. Click on 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sundays, and you can see all this cast shows going back about a year. But we have over 300 shows up there now, so if you want us to go back even more than a year, you can just go back and check the 5 p.m. Most of these guys, some of them have been with me over a year, so you can go back and see how they've changed and grown and grown up doing online improv with the LA Connection. Let's introduce our cast today, starting with Shelly.
Hi, Al. Thanks for coming.
And Alex.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for watching.
Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Isabel.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Andrea.
Hello, hello. Thanks for watching.
James.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's have some fun.
Maddie.
Hi, thanks for watching.
And Carl.
How's it going? Hope you're all ready.
And again, I'm Ken Scove. I'll be hosting the show today. And we got a great opening game. It's called Challenge. You know, we all have different philosophies. We all have different ways to challenge different ideas and concepts. Today, we're going to ask, is trucks better than cars? Would you rather be driving a truck or a car? Let's start out with Isabel.
Well, trucks are obviously 100% better than cars. I mean, not only are you higher up, you also have the ability, if need be, to get up and over the cars if you really, really have to. You know, you just accelerate a little bit, back up first, jump, get over, get where you need to go. I mean, 100%.
Well, Andrea doesn't believe that, so let's hear his challenge.
You know, cars are definitely way better than trucks because you can park way easier. I mean, it's already very stressful to have a car. So the smaller the car, the better. Can you imagine?
James doesn't.
You can park just as easy with a truck. Just take up the space next to you and you're fine.
Okay, Alex.
You know, the big problem that I have with trucks is that, you know, not a lot of them, or even if any, aren't electric yet. And obviously that's a big issue, as in like so many cars.
Shelly.
Gas. Ugh.
I really think solar power is the way to go for electricity because, I mean, you saw what happened with this freeze in Texas and the grid. So I would suggest if you're going to talk about something electric, consider solar. So that, you know, you'll put more energy into the grid than you'll use. So you'll get money back, which is so much better. And, you know, stick it to the electric company because these utilities rob us dry.
Brian has a problem with this. Go ahead, Brian.
You guys are all missing the general point that you can just walk everywhere. You know, walking is just the perfect situation. You know, it doesn't cost anything.
Well, I don't know. James doesn't like walking, I don't think. Go ahead, James.
Well, call me Smash Mouth because you might as well be walking on the sun because there's no chance that you can handle walking at that type of temperatures or be outside and breathing air. I mean, this is just an absolutely unsustainable way of living life. Everybody knows that.
Well,
you have
Brian's
to be...
back. Go ahead, Brian.
James, I don't know if you know this, but people have climbed Mount Everest before. And that's like worse than most of the situations that
Brian, I'm not sure if you know this, but a lot
Go
of
ahead.
those people died. So I'm pretty sure that's not a really great argument to be standing on. You know, you're not going to get as high.
Brian's back. He's really upset. Go ahead, Brian.
What's a few deaths to mean a better world? You know, sometimes people just need to make the ultimate sacrifice in order to better.
Carl wants to talk about death, I guess. Go ahead, Carl.
They're not making the ultimate sacrifice. They're just dying because they're idiots. That's all I have to say.
Well, I guess we should end there. They're dying because they're idiots. What we started with trucks and cars, and now we have dying idiots on Mount Everest. Okay.
Because they decided to drive the cars up to Mount Everest.
When they weren't
Dumb
electric.
idiots.
They should have used the trucks.
Yeah. Who knows? Well, the F-150 is going to be a new electric truck. In fact, a lot of people are ordering it right now. It's back ordered because they can't get the chips to put in it. So if you ordered it today, you should have it by the time you're dead. Okay, let's move on to conspiracy theories because there is the conspiracy. We kind of almost jumped into a little bit of conspiracy there about electricity and solar and Mount Everest and walking and all that. But today I've got some really interesting individuals on my show, Conspiracy Theories. I'm going to start off with Shelly. So Shelly, you think that all mirrors are watching us?
Gosh, I do. I think they're all watching us all the time. There's so many different kinds of mirrors. And I know that as a young child, I was definitely mesmerized by mirrors. I've always enjoyed my own reflection. And they're everywhere, though, especially I think about the mirror in the car, first of all. The car behind me is probably watching me in my mirror. I'm being watched probably just, we've all seen two-way mirrors. So I know that this is true. I really believe that something strange is afoot where it relates to the mirrors, and that there's some kind of, maybe perhaps a camera behind them. They say that, those are painted with the silver behind it, but have you ever seen the mirrors that kind of are cracking along the edges? Well, those are meant to distract you and have them look antique when really they're very high technology. And the government is watching us.
Okay,
other countries.
let me ask you for a second. Okay, so you're saying all the mirrors are watching us. So is the government, you just mentioned the government, is the government in cahoots with construction companies that build these hotels or high-rise buildings or your homes, and they're giving them these kind of mirrors? I mean, are the construction companies aware this is happening, or is the government just making them buy the mirrors from them?
Well, it really depends on the company, but yes, the government and the construction companies are very much in cahoots, as are the manufacturers of the mirrors. And at times, decorators, architects, designers, people who know that there are going to be mirrors in a room, or there could be mirrors in a room. Again, this is a way to watch us, to see what we're doing. When mirrors steam up in the shower, that's really a cause for concern. And I would suggest that that is the best way to elude anyone watching, is to steam up a mirror. That's going to be the safest way to keep these folks from violating us. And so I would suggest that they're all working together against us.
Okay, so I know if you go to Vegas, they have the mirrors in the ceiling that obviously they're looking at us and watching us. I mean, that's a pretty well-known fact. But to actually say our car mirrors, what about like a little mirror you might have in your purse, like a makeup mirror? That's watching us too?
It's all done. So now you buy new makeup mirrors too. They have a little chip in it with a GPS. So they can actually track you, not just watch you, but also track you. So if you have a mirror that you've put in your car, for example, or a handbag, they could be on the back of something, anything. But there's often a little GPS tracker in there too. It's getting worse and more pervasive, and yet people don't know.
Oh, well, thank you, Shelly. I'm glad you brought up the tracking, because Alex is an expert on tracking, and you believe that anybody who drinks a cup of coffee is getting a chip in their body, and that they're going to be able to, it will permanently attach to the inner part of your fatty tissue and stay there forever, and then they can track you?
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it goes beyond just the coffee. You're bringing up the topic of fatty tissue, and that really comes with the concern of, the United States as a whole. And it's with the government just, making like healthier foods more expensive. So we're just purchasing like unhealthy food. We're gaining weight, gaining fat in our bodies, which is government controlled. And with that fat, that's where the coffee is attaching itself to. And so it's getting arms, bellies, legs, everywhere, all over your body. And it has to stop. There's no, we can look 10, 15 years into the future and there's no decrease.
Okay, so why would they decide to put it in coffee? Why don't they just put it in water, which everybody drinks? Coffee is going to be mainly people who are probably about, late teens and up. So they they don't figure that don't track the younger people, they're only going to track the older people.
Yeah. Really, they are wanting to get a hold of like typically like voters at this point. So a lot of 18 and older, it gets in there and it controls their minds. That's why I've strayed away from all caffeine. I'll take in some like natural tea now and then, but all coffees. I'm actually, you might see me pick it. I go throughout Hollywood, going up against some big coffee shops in the area. I have an anti-Starbucks campaign. All great things to get on board with if you're interested.
Okay, well, thank you, Alex. So now apparently they're watching us with their mirrors. They're putting a tracking chip in our fatty tissue from drinking coffee. Let's move over to Brian, who thinks dogs are reading our thoughts. So how did you get into knowing that dogs are reading our thoughts, Brian?
Well, Kent, I got to ask you this. If you've ever had a dog, right? The time where you're laying in bed or you're sitting on a chair and they're just hanging out next to you, right? Mm-hmm. You're thinking, you're like, it's been a while since they've gone outside to go to the bathroom. They probably should go. And before you do anything, what do? They hop up, they run, and they start barking at you, telling you they got to go outside. And that's when I was like, what? How did he know that I was thinking I had to do that? Right? So then it didn't stop there. Next was when we were outside, right? You're outside, dogs love to chase things, right? But sometimes we see it before the dog sees it, right? They see the squirrel, you see the squirrel, it's over there, right? What are you going to do? You're like, okay, I don't know if my dog's going to see it, but I see it. And as soon as you think about the fact that you've seen it, the dog sees it too, right? The dog sees it and they go. They know what's going on up here, right? So that led me down this rabbit hole of, well, and now connecting if the government's in the mirrors, if the government's in the camera or in the coffee, what's stopping the government from being in the dogs, right? So what I've discovered is that government technology is so far ahead of what they want us to think it's at that all the dogs have a government implant chip and cameras in their eyes. So that when we are born, when we're planted with that chip in our neck, or we get whatever the government gives us to get that information into them, that links to the dog chip and to the dog cameras. So then it's all connected with each other and the dogs know what's going on.
Wow. So because I remember, when I got my last dog, they wanted to put a chip in the dog.
Right.
And I thought it was a tracking chip, but you're saying it's a government chip so they can read our thoughts.
Yeah.
Wow.
And sometimes they will put a tracking chip in the dog, right? They don't want you to think that there's already something in there, right? Some of them have them from the minute they're born. Like it's a straight up first thing they get is that government chip. But then the government's working with the veterinarians saying, hey, we got to make sure these dogs get their tracking chip because they want to throw the scent off the owners, us, to make sure that we don't think anything's going on. So they put the tracking chip in, which is actually just reinforcing the government chip.
Wow. You guys are blowing my mind. Let's move over to Isabel right now. Because obviously they have other ways that they're tracking us, because the Amazon drivers you're saying are all spies for the government.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so elaborate on this.
Oh, of course. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Well, so the first thing that Amazon did, the reason it became so huge was the government gave it a contract. So this whole huge expansion of Amazon at all was due to the government money and the funding and the contract. So part of the deal was that everybody had to spy, each of their drivers was responsible for reporting back some single fact, started with a single fact, about each home or building to which it delivered a package. To which they delivered a package. So it just started very small. And then as Amazon keeps growing, and then of course they're going to have the drones, which will make it ever easier. The drones will then hover outside windows, be able to have cameras on them. So then also start sending video back. It's just keeping on. It's just growing. And yeah, it's unfortunate.
Wow. So how did you come across the fact that you thought they were spying on you? Did you have an Amazon guy delivered to your house, then he maybe went a little further by wanting to look in your house when he delivered the package? I mean, what exactly did he do to kind of give you a clue he was spying on you?
Right. Well, what happened was, so I live in quite, a normal little 1-bedroom, well, more of a studio bungalow type thing. So instead of just simply leaving just dropping the box on the welcome mat as any normal person would do, he was very carefully leaning over and placing it on the ground extremely slowly. And that, of course, doesn't indicate, because what would he care about what's in the box for me? It wasn't out of any, duty to his job where he didn't want anything to happen to the package. No, of course not. He was trying to see if he could hear anything through the door, obviously. And so that right there was my first clue. And then I started following the drivers around the neighborhood to see what they were all doing. They were all doing the same thing.
Wow. Huh. This is getting scary. Okay, I'm going to move on now to Andrea. So Andrea, you heard her mention about the drones. Now you think all birds are drones.
Yep. I mean, that's not completely accurate. Everything that flies is a drone.
Okay, so you're saying
everything, even long jumpers, like a few monkeys, those monkeys that jump, like make really long jumps from one tree to another, swinging through the jungle.
They're a drone. They're making drones to look like monkeys.
Only the jumpers.
Okay, so are there different types of drones with different birds? Like, is the eagle different than the raven or the crow or the blue jay?
Of course. The higher you fly, the more geographic data you collect. The lower you jump or fly, that's why I say jump, because that's more appropriate. The more you collect data about human beings, our human species. So whatever you do, what do you buy, what are your habits, what do you who you trust, how do you spend your money, so that they collect your data and can predict your behavior as a species. And so they make business, they decide how you vote, and of course that's a plan that started with the liberals. So all liberals are watching us through drones. Yeah.
Well, what about pet birds like a parrot?
They are drones, like spying on you, especially your habits or your family habits. So they can predict if you are abusive, if you are a good partner. This is how they make money on the dating apps, by collecting more data. So that's why parrots were invented, because actually parrot is not a real animal on Earth. It's totally made up robot species made by liberals.
Okay, so when the parrot talks to us, you're saying there's somebody talking for the parrot, or is it like an automated parrot? I mean, how do they talk?
I thought you never asked. Yeah, come on, who can believe that like a bird could talk? That's silly. Now, of course they are. They talk you back, because that's the AI already trying to persuade you. That's why they repeat over and over a specific word, maybe a short sentence, like some keywords, because that's a technique. That's psychology.
Okay, well,
they're really trying to persuade you to do something, and eventually you'll do it, even if they ask you to buy something or to burn things or to kill someone. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, thank you. I'm going to move over to James. So James, you believe that all liquor stores are run by drug cartels?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. This is very well documented since the 80s and even before. They actually like to hide the drugs in the bottle. Why do you think that you can't drink and drive?
I don't know. I never thought about it that way.
I mean, exactly. It's just it's something that's been going on for years. There's a very nasty history between the liquor stores and the cartels. It's an international smuggling business. Occasionally you will see, even at the border, not just the Mexican border, but the Canadian border, there will be trucks driving in, and they have all the names of the coded for the various cartels. A few examples include the notorious German drug dealers, the Budweisers or Weisers, if you really speak from the traditional German. Hops is basically a direct derivative of crack cocaine and meth and fentanyl. You need to, in order to understand all this, you have to have at least a master's degree in chemistry, organic chemistry, drug chemistry, chemistry between men and women to fully understand and appreciate that kind of a science. But it really can be done. They take the drugs, the crack and the fentanyl, and they have a gigantic pressing process and distillery in which they mix it with fruit. And there is a sugar in the fructose, which transforms it into its much more fluid alcohol-like form. And that's why there are so many different flavors of alcohol nowadays that they're able to load into bottles, and then they ship it out. And they use, of course, I mean, this is all not just connected to the United States government, but even the Catholic Church. For like I said, this goes even before the 80s and in medieval times. Wow. When they would that's how they would get the drugs. And
you know, it's kind of funny because I'm sitting there listening to you right now, and you know, you don't see a lot of liquor store robberies, but you see a lot of robberies at CVS Pharmacy, at Walmart's, at department stores. You just don't see them at liquor stores. Now I understand why, because they're run by the drug cartels. Who wants to go in and get shot by somebody at a liquor store?
And an important point to bring up is, in case you do run into that rare occasion, the cartels are all, you know, ripping each other off and stealing each other's drugs from each other and trying to do more business. It's a turf war that you know, it's really insidious. You never see it. It's one of those invisible wars that you're never going to be a part of.
Well, thank you, James. I'm going to move over to Maddie now. So Maddie, you think that all sharks are Russian subs?
Yeah, they are.
All right, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you see these waters heating up, right? You know, climate change is on the rise, and it's something that we really can't stop. But nobody ever really stops to think about Russia. You know, I mean, they're already doing so much bad in the world. You see these sharks washing up on the coast of Massachusetts, Cape Cod, great white sharks. You think that's just Mother Nature? I don't think so.
Oh, wait a minute. So you're saying that the real sharks are washing up on the shore and the drones are taking their place, so slowly there's not going to be any real sharks anymore?
No, there'll be a mass extinction of real sharks. And they will be replaced by drone sharks in the process. So
now, have you seen one of these drone sharks? Have you touched one of the drone sharks?
I have. They're massive. You know, I mean, it's really kind of hard to comprehend how large these are. You know, it looks like a real shark. You'd never know, you know? I mean, and then Russia is inside the shark, you know?
A Russian's inside, like a small little Russian man?
Oh, no, sorry. Just, you know, Russia, the drone, the technology, Russia is watching you through the shark. But I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if they tried to hide Russians in the sharks, you know? I mean, so much else has happened. It's crazy.
Wow. And they control these sharks from Russia?
Yeah, they do. So the Russian sharks coming to Cape Cod, coming to, you know, Gulf of Maine, North Carolina, all these beautiful oceans now have sharks. It's Russia. It's not just the heat.
Ooh, sure. I imagine our government's probably going to start doing that with dolphins or whales at some point. Do you have any?
You'd be surprised. Yeah. I mean, don't get me going on that one. Dolphins are beautiful, you know, just gorgeous creatures. You know, people are afraid of sharks, but dolphins, yeah, it's a lot.
Well, thank you, Maddie. Thank you for your input. We have one last conspiracy theorist. His name is Carl, and he believes that all the politicians, the big politicians, the big ones, not the ones that just got in, are all aliens. So when you're saying like the Nancy Pelosi's or the Mitch McConnell's, the Schumers, the Trumps, the Bushes, the Obamas, the Bidens, you're saying they're all alien.
I mean, I'm saying that. I'm saying, and don't be alarmed, but I'm just saying, you know, we're all going to wind up dying. They are going to kill us. That's what I will say. And yes, they are aliens. They've been taking over. There are photographs of the actual Donald Trump from many years ago shaking hands with this grayish character that nobody ever saw before. And in fact, I'm one of the only ones who has actually seen this photograph because I do have someone who works for the CIA. He is one of my friends. I can't say his name on the show here, but I will say that he does work for the CIA. He has shown me photographic evidence of this. I saw it. And then all of a sudden, it was a video. And in this video, Donald Trump transformed into himself. And it was odd because why would he do that? And you see what I'm saying here? And then all of a sudden, right after that, he goes to run for president. And then Nancy Pelosi, the same thing. I've seen all of the footage of it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know what their mission is. Their mission is to kill all humans. They want to take over the planet. They've been wanting to do this. I have a friend who actually works for the aliens, and I've had many conversations with him in the past. He has shown me photographic evidence of it.
So do you think that because Joe Biden didn't go out, you know, when they were campaigning, Trump was out there all the time, but Joe Biden was kind of in his house in Delaware, some say the basement.
Yeah.
You think that's when they were transforming him into an alien, and that's why he wasn't on the trail as much?
Let me ask you this question. Is Delaware even real? Have you been there? Have we all been to Delaware before?
No, I haven't been to Delaware.
So how do you know that Delaware actually exists? That's my question to you. Delaware it may have just been implemented to say, yes, Delaware exists. This area exists.
Well,
here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Maybe it does not. Maybe it's just a fragment of our imagination, but it was created by the aliens. And I'm telling you that I have photographic evidence that they did do this.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you all for being on the show today. I'm sure you blew the audience's mind with all your conspiracy theories. We like to say the show does not necessarily condone or condemn any of these theories. These are their own individual theories. We wanted you to hear their theories. You can now take this information and go on with your life. Think about it the next time you order from Amazon. This has been Conspiracy Theories. Okay, we're going to move on now. So I'd like the four ladies, Alex, Isabel, Shelly, and Maddie, to stay out here. The other guys can all minimize themselves. Carl can be getting ready for his next piece. Okay, so can I bring the ladies up so I can see them all? Beautiful. Okay, so Shelly, well, first I'm going to give Alex, because you'll be number one, Alex. You're going to be an influencer, okay? And you can be an influencer on whatever you want to influence us on. So go ahead and go get into character. Isabel, who'll be coming on second, she's a parole officer. Okay, so don't mess with her. Okay. Shelly will be coming on third. She'll be a high school principal. Okay? And Maddie, you're a nanny. Okay? You're a nanny. Okay? So they're all going to get ready. And while they're getting ready, I'm going to bring out Carl right now. And, you know, the fun thing about Carl is Carl has never been on a date before. He's 25 years old, and it come to our attention when he applied to our show to get on the show, the Tinder chat app dating show. Carl, are you ready to come on out? Here's Carl now.
Yeah,
okay, Carl, it's great. You're 25. I know you live at home with your mom. I know you want to kind of get out, start dating, and eventually get out of the house. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Carl.
Yeah, so, you know, I mean, I belong to the streets, as they say, you know. I have made money in my life. I could also tell you that I've done a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things that not many people have seen before. And, you know, let's just say I've done a lot of crime. I've seen a lot of dead people. You know, I've sold a lot of drugs before in the past. I was making a good living at this stuff. But let me tell you, I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay, good.
not.
Because if you were that kind of person, then I don't think that the ladies would want to date you.
No, I am reformed now.
Okay.
And I'm living back here. Never had a girlfriend because I just didn't have the time for it. And you know, that was just not in my head right now. So my mother says, you know, you got to get out of the house now, and you gotta find yourself a girl. So I'm like, all right.
Okay.
I'll
Well, we
apply
got
to this
4 of them
thing,
here
see what's
today. Let's bring out Alex. She's an influencer.
All right, let's see.
And that is how you do it. That's how you live your best life.
Okay,
Oh,
Alex,
hi.
you're here with Carl. Go ahead. You guys go ahead and talk to each other. I'll just listen in. Carl's looking to get someone to date for the first time in his life. It could be you.
No way! The very first
Trying
time.
this
You
out.
never dated anybody before?
Not at all. I haven't really had time for it, to be completely honest with you.
Oh. So, like, what makes you
So
want
you're
to...
an influencer, huh?
I am. And, like, that's just, like, a name for it. I see it as I get people to just, like, live their best lives. And so if I can do that, like, through the gram, through TikTok, like, I'll do it however like, I can reach people.
Right. How do you feel about crime? You know, how do you feel about committing stuff? And
You know, like, I'm not a fan of, like, people, like, hurting others. So if that's
no, of course
like
not.
crime that, like, we're going down, but, like, part of me,
Yeah.
like, being an influencer, like, I always just say, like, live your best life. Like, do what makes you happy. So, like, if crime makes you happy, who am I to, like, say no, you know?
Yeah. See, my question is though, if we're dating and let's just say, you know, I rob a bank, are you going to post that on social media? You know, I can't have that kind of stuff out there.
You know,
Not that I'm going to do that.
There's a thing, like, with social media, like, I do just kind of, like, post what goes on, like, in my life. So, like, if I'm not necessarily, like, the one, like, breaking into the bank, like, I don't necessarily condone that. Like, if there's other people, like, losing their money, but, like, if you need that money, like, again, like, go and, like, get what you need. Like, you need, like, that money. Who am I to say? Like,
Okay,
so,
well,
if I'm not the one, like, doing it, like, I probably won't put it on.
Well, Alex, you seem like a very open-minded person, and we
I
appreciate
try.
that. And we'll call you back later. He's got 3 other ladies he's going to meet. He's going to choose one today, we hope. He doesn't have to.
Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Alex.
Bye.
Carl, you may not want to talk about robbing banks and stuff. I don't know if that's really going to help you get a date unless you get somebody who really wants to, because the next person's a parole officer, so I would not talk about that. Okay. This is Isabel. Let's bring her out. There she is. Isabel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
How's it going?
Hi, nice to meet you. Well, I have been a parole officer. It's going to be my 7-year anniversary next Tuesday. I'm extremely proud of that. I moved up the ranks very, very quickly. I'm very good at my job, and I love it. I live it 24/7.
Wow.
It's so important to keep the streets safe.
That's absolutely. I agree with that, because there are a lot of really bad criminals out there.
Oh yes.
And
never ends.
How do you feel about like murder?
Murder.
How do you deal with those people? Yeah, you know.
How do I deal with those people? Well, actually, what I've been trying to do, because this is just a never-ending sea of felons out there that just seem to think that they can just wander around and do whatever they like. So what I've started to I've petitioned actually both federally and locally to do parole checks at all locations where anything might happen. Like, for instance, going into bars to just do quick little background checks, just immediate. There's the technology now. There's an app that I'm developing. There's all kinds of things to have checkpoints at bars. Some restaurants that bars are in, where people kind of congregate. Motels specifically, not even hotels, but motels for sure. So that is going to be a very effective way to sweep these people out of society for good.
Yeah, they're quite terrible people. I really like that plan, but maybe you might want to make some adjustments to it, like maybe leave
Oh
out
yeah,
the
I'm gonna
bar.
add DUI. I'm trying. Anybody who has a DUI, I'm trying to get that moved up to a felony immediately, no matter the kind of DUI, no matter what happened. I'm trying to get all of them upgraded to felonies.
Okay,
Well,
well,
the drug dealers are probably good, right?
I'm sorry.
Drug dealers are cool though. Like you're cool with that, right? That's
Drug
like that.
dealers. Well, if you're talking about the kind of drug dealers that are pharmacists, because I think we can all agree that pharmacists are really drug dealers, right? So
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing that I'm trying to legislate. But as far as anybody on the street, my God, I mean, there aren't enough drug dealers that are arrested as felons. There are far too many misdemeanors. I mean, my goodness.
Wow. Okay, well, thank you, Isabel. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
Carl, we've only got a couple minutes with each one of you guys, so I got to move on to the next lady. But thank you, Isabel, and we'll see if we can get it back. Carl, once again, you start talking about these bad things like murder. I don't know. No wonder you're not dating.
I didn't do it.
Games too long in your life or something. Okay, this is Shelly. She's a high school principal.
Hi.
So tell us about yourself.
How's it going?
Well, I love, and I figured this is going to be the best way to relive those days. I can tell the kids about all the things that we did in high school and how, oh my gosh, we never did those things in high school. And, how we just, smoked and we drank through our lunch and, we skipped school and just all the good times.
Well, you don't seem to be a very good example to be a high school principal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I like to be fun-loving. It's one of those things that if you get to know the kids on their level, then they're going to trust you more. So, they trust me because they see me not as their principal,
like secrets?
but as their friend.
You're talking like secrets, right? Like you could tell, like the kids could tell you secrets.
They can, and I know all the secrets. I know where they stash things, contraband that they shouldn't have. I know all kinds of secrets about the teachers. Oh my gosh, the guidance counselor. Woo! I could tell you stories.
Wow. Oh, I would sit there all day listening to those stories. I mean, when I was in high school, I didn't get to finish. I had some complications. I was told not to talk about those. So the complications, led to me not being able to finish high school. But I did have a principal who was kind of like you, except she was more of a rat, per se. So I'm glad to see that, you're not like that. I'm really appreciative of this. And I love that you keep secrets. I have plenty of secrets.
I'm not going to rat out my kids. Listen, if they've got drugs, I'll confiscate them and keep them for myself. But I'm not going to tell their parents. Who am I?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a narc.
Well, this seems like a pretty good match here, Carl, out of the other three that you've had so far. This seems like she'd put up with your shit, is basically what we're saying. Yeah.
I agree.
That's crazy.
I like her.
Well, Shelly, that very good presentation. There might be a bond here between you and Carl. But I have one more I have to bring out, and that's Maddie. And Maddie is a nanny. So let's bring out the nanny right now. Okay, there she is. Maddie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I have been a nanny for a very, very long time. I only nanny a certain demographic of men.
What is that demographic?
What?
Yes, so let me elaborate for you. I only really help raise juvenile delinquent adolescent boys. So potentially between, I don't want to say adolescent, but between the ages of 18 and 80. So I guess more later stage in life. Yes.
Sorry, there was just another name on the screen that was kind of getting me. There's a lot of questions I have in my head right now. I think one of them would be, so you take care of older people?
Yes. So I specifically nanny older men specifically.
And with problems, like juvenile problems, crimes?
So crimes, alcohol, drug, substance use as well, individuals that have run into trouble with the law. It's a specialty of mine to take them under my wing, so you'd say, and show them the ways of the world. So
yeah, that's a whole lot of fun that I would love to one day be a part of.
Well, you're over 18, Carl, so there's hope. She said she's
really?
18 to 80.
I couldn't tell there.
That is true. I am over 18. Yes. I didn't know she was gonna know that. I just, I don't really have much to say here. I don't really think there's anything that I want to say.
Okay, well, good. All right, well, Maddie, we're going to have you wait in the green room for a second, and we're going to be deciding. I'm going to talk to Carl without anybody out here for 1 second. Carl, is there anybody that you had the Alex, the influencer, Isabel, the parole officer, which could present you a lot of problems. Shelly, the high school principal, seems like she's pretty open-minded to your behavior. And then Maddie, who sounds like she'd take care of you and enable your ability to do all the stuff you want. So who do you want? Do you want any of these ladies, or do you want to stay in the basement with your mom?
So let's see. I mean, I do love living with my mom, but I do have to get out of here. So, I mean, between them, one of them looks like she's going to get me arrested again. The other one looks like she's going to be like another mom figure, and I don't really need that right now. But Shelly looks like she's cool. I really like her.
Let's bring Shelly back
I always
out,
wanted
the
a
high
principal
school
like her.
principal. Let's bring her out.
Yeah, let's bring her out.
Shelly, there she is. Okay, Shelly, congratulations. Carl wants to go out on a date with you. We're going to pay.
Let's go. Under the bleachers at the football game. Go Thunderbirds.
Okay, well, good. Well, we are going to send you to a high school football game, and then after that, you get to go out to the Olive Garden. Okay.
Oh, I love Olive Garden.
Unlimited breadsticks. Okay, so this is going to be very. And then we'll have you back on the show and see how it worked for you. This is Carl's first date, Shelly. So.
Carl, are you a virgin?
I'm excited.
I can tell. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Okay. Well, this has been our Tinder chat app with the males. Now we're going to move on to the females. So I need to bring all the guys out here now. And you can stay out here, Carl, because you'll be one of our guys. So the first one is going to be Brian. Brian, you're going to be a biker. Okay, so go get into character. Andrea, you're going to be a life coach. Okay, a life coach. James, you're going to be a rock band promoter. Okay, so Andrea, and there you go. Go ahead and go. And Carl, you're going to be a children's entertainer, which is going to be a complete shift from that other character you just played. A children's entertainer. Okay.
A shoulders entertainer.
Children, like children, little kids.
Oh, children.
Not
gotcha.
Shoulder entertainer, but children's. Okay, go ahead and go get ready, Carl. All right, I'm going to bring out Alex right now. She's the one who's be looking for her first date. Alex, you're 22 years old. We're very excited. You just graduated from college, and you were so into your schoolwork and getting straight A's and being an honor student, valedictorian, all these great stuff, that you didn't date, and now you're ready to start dating. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe what did you major in, and what are you looking for in your future?
Yeah, so I was homeschooled, so I really just wanted to learn more about other people. So I got my major in underdeveloped cultural studies. So in the fall, I'm going to be moving to southern India, kind of just helping out. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's bring out Brian. He's a biker, and see if you guys hit it off.
Brian.
There's Brian, the biker. Okay, Brian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? I don't do much. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I love bikes. I go out on my bikes. I go on so many rides. I basically live on my bike. I have a small apartment over in North Hollywood. Otherwise, I'm out on my bike. I'm riding around. My goal one day is to visit all 50 states just on my bike. So far, I've made it to 34.
You know what? That's actually quite a coincidence. I also like to bike. It's a cute little a yellow one. It's got a little basket and it got a bell. So maybe we could go and ride bikes sometime.
Well, there you go. So you're on kind of like I call that the training wheels bike, right? Because
No, just training wheels aren't on the bike.
Right. No, there's no actual training wheels, but the bikes I'm using, they're you know how like a car has engines?
Mm-hmm. A car
and
has.
You push on the gas pedal and it goes. You don't have to do actual work, right?
Wait. Are we
the bike,
talking about?
The bike,
are we talking about motorcycles?
Yes, I think he is. He's frozen, but I think he is talking about motorcycles. Yeah, we might have lost him, but that was about the end with Brian. So thank you, Brian. We're going to see if she wants to come back and ride on your bike with you, okay? All right, so we're going to bring out the second one. This is Andrea. He's a life coach, so maybe he might be able to give you some tips on, how to help you. Andrea, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, sorry, I just finished my 5th workout. Time is it? Because I usually, work out while reading the New York Times. So, yeah. Oh, Alex, that's great. So you got to believe in yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You got to believe in yourself, Alex. So first, we'll get rid of those glasses.
I can't.
Repeat after me. I have a great eyesight.
I have a great eyesight.
Yeah, I have a great eyesight. Louder, louder.
I have a great eyesight. I can't really see, but can I?
Can you believe it? You can envision it. That's a great start.
I would, but I can't see.
Yeah. How do you? So how many men did you date? I've heard it's gonna be like a.
I'm gonna put these back on.
She's actually never dated anybody, Andrea. You'd be her first date.
Anybody.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
No way.
First one.
All right. So there's a lot of work to do. Okay. It's gonna be a very busy schedule. Are you ready for that? Yes, you are. Are you ready for that? I mean, it's a rhetoric question. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, I mean, I was valedictorian. I didn't know if you heard that, but I'm used to having the busy schedule. So.
Okay. So it'll do for now.
So,
vision first. How do you envision your relationship with me? 3 points. The first one. Don't think. Just go. Go with the go with the flow.
I'm used to writing.
First vision you have.
I'm used to writing this down, but if he's really nice. And
nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that's great. Great. Wow. Yeah. You're gorgeous, Alex. Repeat after me. Yeah. Say, I'm gorgeous.
Say
it.
I'm gorgeous.
You see. Wow.
Okay. Well, thank you, Andrea. We'll be letting you know if she chooses you later. Okay. I think you've helped her confidence. That's very good. Okay, we're moving on now to James. He's a rock band promoter. So, James, come on out. Okay, well, I have one ear left. James, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm one of the most notorious and famous rock band promoters in the universe, and it's going rather well.
Tell us some of the bands you promoted.
I discovered Black Sabbath in the 70s, and one apparently a distant relative of mine was in the group at the time. And Ronnie James Dio and Rush and Styx and everyone else in between. I've got boatloads of money.
Well, Alex, do you have any questions of James?
I think my big one is, so I didn't realize that you were like an older gentleman. The 70s were.
I actually time travel fairly often. It's not really something I do much nowadays, but that's why I got the youthful skin going on so good. Yeah.
Wow, that changes things then.
Yeah.
Really quite.
That and a healthy dose of cocaine every morning, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, we'll have to change that, but everything else, the time travel is actually quite interesting.
Yeah, I just play really fast, and it opens up a portal, and I jump right in. It's how it works.
Where do you like to go?
Oh, I like to go out. Occasionally, I go to a sold out arena, stadium like the Colosseum in Rome, and I like to treat myself to one of the most expensive cups of coffee in the world, and then I go backstage and hang out. Pretty much, that's my life.
Wow.
Wow. Well, thank you, James, for really getting a quite good guitar riff there at the beginning. We're going to let you know if she calls you out. There could be an age gap that she kind of expressed, and she's only 22.
All right. That's good. A-okay with me.
That's what we're afraid of. Okay. Thank you, James. We'll let you know. Here's our fourth one. This is Carl. He's a children's entertainer. There he is.
Hello. How's it going? How are you?
Hello. I like your pattern.
Thank you.
Willy Wonka.
Oh, I get that a lot. I get that so much. Now, I have something very special for you, and it's inside of my hat. Let me show you what it is. It's a puppy. Do you like puppies?
Is it a puppy? Looks like a
Yes.
Okay.
That is a puppy. I hope you do enjoy. Maybe on our date we can go for some ice cream.
I'm lactose intolerant. Sorry.
We can go for some lactose-free ice cream, if you'd like, or take a walk to the park. I hear that they have some nice swing sets there.
Yeah. I went through college. I went on swings like 15 years ago.
Oh, that's perfectly okay with me. I mean, we could sit in at home and I could show you all different types of magic tricks that I have.
Yeah, I'm not into magic. Sorry. I don't think this is gonna work out.
Oh, well, that's perfectly fine with me because I make a lot of money anyway.
Okay, well, thank you, Carl. We'll let you know if she's going to call you back. You got a chance here.
Yeah, thank you.
You fit into her age range, which is quite interesting. Well, he's probably the safest bet out of the four. You have, again, the biker, you have the life coach, you have the rock band promoter, and you have the children's entertainer. Does any of them, again, you do not have to pick one, but if you had to pick one or you want to pick one, who would you pick?
No, the biker, that's a bit dangerous for me.
Yeah.
The life coach could be potential. That third one with the drug addiction and the age gap, I don't think is what I'm really looking for. I think he's wasting his time traveling potential.
Mm-hmm.
And then the children's entertainer was just too immature for me. And if I must go, you know what? I'm not gonna date anybody. I'm moving to India, so
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right, well, maybe we'll have you back when you're 44 if you still haven't dated anybody, and we can see if we get you a date then, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much. This has been our Tinder chat app with the guys. And thank you, Alex. We're going to move on now to relationships analyzed. Now, this is a really important time because Andrea, who I'm going to introduce right now, can come on out here. He is a psychologist, a psychotherapist. He knows everything about relationships. And Andrea, we're really happy to have you. Now, I've got 3 different relationships that I want to bring out here. I'm going to we went to their houses and we asked them if we could record some of their scenes, and they allowed us for the show. The first one is going to be James and Shelly. So they're going to be frozen when they first come out. Let's bring them out here and then we'll roll the tape. James and Shelly are divorced, and James has not been paying his child support or his alimony for about 4 or 5 months now. And he also is kind of a deadbeat dad where he says, I'm going to come over and pick up the kids, and then he doesn't show up to pick them up. And he's supposed to have them every other weekend, and some of the times he just says he's going to be out of town. Okay, so this is Shelly confronting James about his behavior with the kids, and listen to James making a lot of excuses. Let's roll the tape. Here we go.
I already have my theory. Yeah, go ahead.
What do you have to say?
Well, what do you want me to say? I mean, you just came into my place in just the middle of the day, no phone call, just showing up, giving me the 3rd degree out of nowhere.
I'm trying to take the kids to the races to see.
Taking them to the racetrack?
NASCAR.
So they can
NASCAR.
gamble?
Is barn?
Yeah. I you know, after so many years, I don't really feel like I even know you anymore. So that actually could be a legitimate possibility. You know?
Here's what I know. I don't have the money to take them. I won't have money for popcorn. We won't have money for any kind of paraphernalia. You want them to have paraphernalia. You want them to have all kinds of hats.
Sure. Blame it all on me. Come on. Just dump it. I know it's coming. I know it's coming. All right. Like, look, I've got, you know, maybe I'm trying to like get my shit together here to be a good dad. You know, I've got a couple of loan shark payments that I really like to, you know, get those people to stop coming over to the house right now and breaking in and trying to steal my stuff. And, you know, I've just got so much riding up on me right now in terms of pressure. I mean, it's just everywhere I turn, you know, my job, you know, nobody wants to buy drugs from me anymore. You know, it's like one person ODs, you get a bad rep, you know, and now all of a sudden you just come over to me, ask for all the money so I can be like Time Magazine's Father of the Year. I mean, money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't see you putting out. What?
I'm putting it out there.
No, you're not. You're just adding on pressure, looking to me, expecting me to do everything as for freaking usual.
Then you need to collect from these loan sharks. I don't give a damn. Get the drugs going. I don't care how you do it. I need the money.
Okay, we're going to stop it right there, and we'll minimize them, and let's bring Andrea back on. Andrea, what the heck did you just see? Let me just minimize James. There he is. Okay.
Yeah, I already had my theory even before seeing them, because this is a very classic case of early stage of dementia. So because of stress and maybe some drug abuse, actually James is experiencing a very common case of early stage dementia. So he lost his memory, and clearly Shelly is faking her identity, her own identity. So she's not his wife. So his wife actually left him, and because of the stress, because of, you know,
you saw a lot of things. I didn't see any of that.
Did you notice like the black, everything, you know, wearing, you know, James is wearing everything black. This is proper because it represents the void in his medium-term memory, you know, the blackness. Yeah. And Shelly was like leaning on her left side, which is a clear sign that she was just lying all the time.
Interesting. Thank you. Well, this is the next one. I have Alex and Maddie. And Alex, the older sister, is trying to control Maddie, the younger sister. And Maddie finally just stands up for herself and loses it. So let's roll that tape.
I've had it with you.
What? Because you're just staying at home, like doing nothing with your life? Like, go out, do something.
I'm not doing nothing. Okay. I'm getting famous on TikTok. And it just so happens that
stupid little videos.
They're not stupid. They paid for your parole.
You know what? Like, I got other people that can take care of me for that. I don't need you for that. So, you know what you need to do, like, if you're so worried about me, like, get yourself a job. Like, I don't see you working. This is
Yeah,
what you're
what?
doing, like just TikTok, whatever the fuck it's called. It's not
Yeah.
there.
Well, if you knew anything about anything, you would know that everyone who's anyone is on TikTok. And they're making videos and they're making money from videos. Like, you have no idea how many followers I have on here, okay? I have reach. I have people care about me and the things that I have to say, and it's way cooler than what you do at the pet store. You work at a pet store.
I love
How is
those
that
dogs. Those dogs
exciting?
need me. No one's needing you to be doing these videos. Who's watching these videos? What I do is important.
Important to who?
The dogs.
animals-
You know
you have-
what I said?
There
I
aren't
can
even
hear-
dogs there. It's like a reptile, like, pet store.
Yeah, that's what I call the chameleons. They're called dogs. That's called. You would know if you had a job.
I don't need a job to know what a dog is.
All right,
Okay, let's stop it right there. Okay, I'm going to minimize them. Let's bring Andrea back in again. So Andrea, what did you? Let me minimize Alex. Let's take her off the screen. Okay, what do you see there, Andrea?
Oh yeah, it's really sad. I mean, it's breaking my heart to see how desperately Alex is trying to keep control of everything, even her own hair. Do you notice that? While on the other hand, like Maddie has her, loosened her hair, and she did it on purpose. So in this very complicated relationship, actually, there's a very primal instinct of being seen. So it's all about likes. So Alex is trying to control every single like Maddie gets through her TikTok video. And of course, that's overwhelming because it's not possible. You cannot control every single like of every single person. So this is what happens. And it's a very primal instinct. That's why, they put into the, into the picture, the pets and then the reptiles. That's because they see themselves into those animals, into, their way of just doing their show off. And in this case, I strongly recommend, no Wi-Fi for 6 months for both of them.
All right.
And and basically just that's so sad. Only drugs for a lot of drugs with this.
Okay, all right. Well, the third one is, let me bring out Carl and Brian right now. And Carl has caught Brian, his roommate, sleeping with his mother. So I'm gonna roll this, and then the mother will be coming in momentarily. But first, I wanted to have the confrontation between Carl, who catches his roommate Brian sleeping with his mother. His mother, of course, has gotten up to change, and this is a confrontation first before she comes back in the room, and then we'll bring her in. Let's roll the tape.
Brian, I could have suspected something was going to happen like this. I knew it. I knew you were coming over every once in a while. See, I know you were going over there. Oh, I can tell. I knew this was going to happen. And now you have her come in here, too? My own fucking mother?
Well, sorry that every once in a while we want to switch it up. Like,
switch it up? That's my mother, you disgusting pig.
You can't expect it just to happen in one zone all the time. Like,
you know what this would be the equivalent of?
Huh.
Is if I slept with your mother. Would you like that, Brian? Would you like that?
So what? So what? Go for it.
So what?
Yeah, go for it. So what, dude?
Wait, really?
Okay, let's stop the tape here now. Stop the tape. This is where Isabel, the mother, comes in to try and make her son feel a little bit better about the relationship, but the son is really upset. So let's bring Isabel into it now here. Let's bring her on. There she is. Okay. And let's roll the tape. There she is.
I mean, Carl, what is the big deal? You should be happy.
Mom.
I found love with your roommate. This is fantastic. We can all hang out. We're
How?
gonna
This is fantastic.
That's what I've been saying, dude.
This is not fantastic for everybody. This is not fantastic for me at all. You understand the amount of things I'm gonna have to go through, the amount of therapists I'm gonna go through because of this. Do you people not understand? Why am I the only one that's sane in this house?
Well, I mean,
I think you're the only one that's insane in this house.
I would have to agree.
Shut
I
the
mean,
fuck.
oh, watch your mouth, mister.
What? You know what, Mom? This is the one time where I think it's okay for me to curse.
Oh,
Do
I
you
don't
understand what
think
he's
so.
doing to me? Do you understand what you're doing to me?
This is all perfectly legal. I am not sleeping with any relatives. We've been down that road. We do not need to go back. Those were some dark days that are far behind us. And this is the healthiest.
We know.
This is the healthiest relationship I have ever been in. And for you to want to take that away from me,
There we go.
I think is very ungrateful of you.
Mom, I had to interfere when you slept with Uncle Steve. Do you remember Uncle Steve?
I told you those days were behind us, and he isn't even your blood uncle. So why are we having this conversation?
Mom, it doesn't matter that he wasn't my blood uncle.
It
We
absolutely
found out
does.
afterwards.
Well, why do you think I didn't get arrested? I mean, of course it matters that he wasn't your blood. I mean, for God's sake, if you
So
can't
why did
even
he
have a
get
rational-
arrested?
You can't even have, not for that. If you can't even have a rational conversation about this, then we just need to all take a breath, recenter.
Carl,
I mean, I've been teaching your roommate all about meditation. He has taken to it beautifully, haven't you, Brian?
Carl,
meditation.
if you're worried about me becoming your dad, like, don't even worry about it, dude. I'm not going there.
Never
Like,
going to happen.
I
Never
don't
gonna
want you
dude.
to ever be my dad nor my roommate anymore.
And let's stop the tape there. Okay, we're going to minimize them, bring back Andrea. Boy, this was a real Jerry Springer moment, wasn't it, Andrea?
Yeah.
So how do you see this one?
No, I can't believe what I'm hearing. Like, it's really unacceptable. The cursing, it's really unacceptable. Like, Brian was cursing. Like, he said, like, fuck. I mean, it's sorry. That's really unacceptable.
Okay, so that's the one thing.
I mean, that's a silver lining. Like, I love the story, the love story of the whole family. You know, they were wearing those baseball hats, which mean that they are aware that all kinds of love are a matter of teamwork. So it's that's lovely. But the cursing, that's something that really, that's what strikes me. Yeah.
I got to tell you, Doctor, you see things a lot different than I'd ever see them. But thank you. This is why we had you on the show. Let's stay out here because speaking of the show, that is our show. And let's bring out the rest of the cast. Again, I'm Ken Scove. You guys did a great job today. Let's give it up for Shelly.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.
Alex.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Isabel.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Andrea.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
James.
Thank you for tuning in.
Carl.
Hello, hoping my family's not watching the last one.
Maddie.
Thanks. Drive safe, guys.
And Brian.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Again, I'm Ken Scove. We'll see you guys again in 4 weeks from today. Same group, same cast, and wave goodbye, everybody. We'll see you in 4 weeks with a brand new show. Keep watching all our shows on LAC Comedy on YouTube. We have up to 15 teams over the last couple years, and we have 7 teams going strong right now, over 300 shows.